Okay, so I don't know. I guess let's start with the mausoleum of John H. Bass, which makes me wonder too. This cemetery is right off of Bass Road in Fort Wayne here, and so I wonder if there's a connection to this family and the namesake of the road. Now, obviously, it probably was a large family. I don't think Bass is an uncommon name. However, it does seem significant. And, oh my. This almost looks open. It's weirdly ajar. You can get kind of a look inside. I don't want to open it all the way without asking for permission. But it does feel like if you wanted to, you probably could. Having somewhat of a hard time. There we go. Let's see if it'll focus through that little hole. That's gonna be really difficult, but really neat looking on the inside. I wish we could have gotten a better view. And then right next to it, I always kind of find it fascinating. I don't know if it originally maybe is, you can see this huge section here that seems to be cut out for just this mausoleum. And then right next to it, some newer graves, which are beginning to be actually covered up. This one's from 1966, so it's not incredibly new. But I'm wondering if originally this entire property was bought as a plot for just the Bass family. And here's a better view of, wow, they did a great job of making even the protective window look incredibly clear. So it's actually physically protected from damage, like people throwing rocks or BB guns that we see a lot. And yeah, usually it's really opaque, nasty looking, dirty plexiglass, and whoever's done this one, it's either brand new, it's either made out of real, impact resistant glass maybe, or they are just doing an incredible job. But I'm wondering if these plots were actually sold by the family after the fact. You can see clearly that, or donated. You can see this is an infant son here, but yet on either side there is no one here. And this was from 1940, so assuming that they too have passed since, it would seem that they were maybe buried somewhere else and that this land was donated to them as a charity. Because again, you can see just how clear, there's no other real markers anywhere around here. It's all just leading up to this one big mausoleum here. I thought those might be cemetery workers over there. I doubt they're gonna have keys, but I was gonna ask. They seem to be looking at me. Maybe I'll just, I don't know if there's any mausoleums that way though. Otherwise I would just head that way and maybe ask them. And I find too that sometimes, especially with cemetery workers, if it seems at all suspicious what you're doing, the best thing to do is just approach them first. Oh wow, got some interesting plants here. It's like some little fern, almost like a, I can't remember what that is. And then we have a Tradescantia here, Zabrina. Not very common. I actually have a gigantic one of these in my home. And really cool, but I've never known them to be used for cemetery decoration before. And I think I'm losing this camera, the battery at least. So we can't really get a good date. This is 1925, 1935, and the last name, obviously, of Griffin here. I do find it interesting, something I've never noticed on any other mausoleum that I know of. This isn't really a mausoleum. It's kind of just an above ground crypt, but it's made to look like a mausoleum in the sense that they have this area here cut out like it were 4 windows, but yet you can't actually, there is no interior to this other than the vaults themselves, as you can clearly see. So it's kind of an interesting design choice that surrounded by these regular mausoleums, potentially, some of them at least, they decided to make theirs look like one despite not really wanting it to be. So oddly, to jump back, not to be paranoid again, but the one worker actually never got out and did anything. They actually just are literally just standing there. So I don't know, maybe they are kind of observing me. So here we have the mausoleum of the Rump family, Herbert in 1902, Erwin 1922, Emma 1962, Fred 1965, Audrey 1983, and Gustav 1983. Again, I think this one is a mausoleum. I think it's just been sealed with a stone instead of a normal, or just a regular door, I should say. Not necessarily normal, but just the choice that they made there. Oh, okay. So this must have been sort of like a thing back in the day, maybe. Just this weird little place. Actually, I don't know. It looks like maybe this one particular was either designed for a window and it was never used, and so they sealed it. Let's go over to this one real quick again and see. You have the mausoleum here of Rosalie Tresselt Maxwell. And again, you can see a few possibly plots that were maybe sold after the fact. You can see Miller Jean Seidel of 1925, and then another one here, Miller, oh, Miller must be the last name, I'm guessing, Mickey Marlin Miller, 2006, and Jean Seidel Miller, 1925. This mausoleum that we're coming up to actually has an open window, a clear window, and then some stained glass on the back. So it should be a pretty cool interior view here. And then you can see here, maybe it is kind of, I don't know if this is extended family or not, but you see another Seidel here, maybe making Seidel a maiden name for our Miller grave over here. And then Adam Grumper Seidel here. 1898 and 1998, exactly 100. Oh wow, he was 2 weeks shy of being 100. November 1st, 1998. How insane is that? That's cool. And then 1896 to 1776 for Carl. Is that Carl? Yeah, that's Carl. Okay. It looks like a little bit of erosion damage. And just absolutely epic door here. And I'm excited to see what we're gonna find in here. Wow, look at that stained glass. Oh, I want to not focus right now. Alright, I can make it auto or manually focus. Alright, I finally got it. I was able to put it on manual focus here. And try and get a decent view. I might have to put up the names and dates afterward. Let's see. Some Maxwell 1927. I'm having a hard time with the name. I'll try and put it up on the screen. And then we have Fred Trezett 1913. And definitely a sign of some old flowers and urns on the wall. An amazing depiction of Jesus there as a shepherd. And let's go ahead, walk down here, and then we'll cross over into the grass here and kind of get a side view, see what this thing looks like. And really elaborate on this one. You see the decorative flowers here on the side, and then a really neat looking looks like a mock window, kind of. And let's see how well we can get. This one is screened in. You really can't see very well from the other side. You can tell getting up close that those are the feet there, and you can see the figure, but it doesn't really do it justice from the back end here like the other one that we just saw. Oh, this is great. AH perfect, but it looks like it says ah perfect. That's hilarious. That's great. And a really cool mausoleum. Looks like an amazing stained glass window that we're gonna get to see. I may have to light up the inside a little bit to see if we can get some, let me see if I can, all right, there. Now we're on manual focus. Let's see if I can, wow. It's incredible how the stained glass actually reflects. Looks like a couple urns here, and looks like we have 5 internments, and it's really hard with the lighting. See, like 1947. I'm gonna have to figure out some of these later. And there's our empty one there. Yeah, very difficult. I will put some information up on the screen here if I can figure out anything else. But again, really cool. And I love how it looks like it says ah perfect on it. Let's see what the backside looks like. Maybe catch another glimpse of this stained glass. Maybe not. We'll see. Not very good view. You can kind of see the basic shape of Jesus there. So I'm back today. We have a whole row here of mausoleums, one across the road there that looks probably sealed. These look like we're going to be able to get a pretty good view though. You see the layman mausoleum here with an interesting stone landscaped theme. A pretty good view of the inside here. Let's see, Mary Emma, 1883 to 1960. Anna, 1922 to 1984. We have Betty, like 1913 to 1958. 1998, and then Harold, I see 1988, 1907 to 1980 something there. I'll try and correct myself. 1921 to 1994 for Maurice, and then Solomon, 18. Well, that's really difficult to read there. I'm gonna put that up on the screen. And some really cool looking stained glass and a flower vase there with a little, it looks like marble shelving, complete, I'm guessing a marble or granite flooring. So must have been a pretty expensive place back in the day. Did I just knock that rock out? I don't think that one was me, but we'll put it back anyway. And so let's head over. Right next to it's the Berkheimer. It looks like we'll be able to get another good view of the interior here. First, I did notice right over here we have another grave. It is a Berkheimer this time. David from 1951 to 1998, and then Sharon, 1950 to 1998. And a lot of times you see, There's a big storm coming. A lot of times you see a donation of the ground next to it, sort of like charity or whatever. I mean, obviously it would be charity. And another stone landscaping job on this one. This one is a little bit newer. Mostly, see, Betty of 1917 and 1998. Sandra of 1940 to 1994. I can't get Richard. We'll try and get a better view. I think 1939 to 2008 maybe. And then Hillary 1914 to 1985. I can't tell. It doesn't look like the top sections are being used. And a simple, yet pretty cool design for the window there. Not really stained glass, but like some form of glass artwork there. I don't know. See, we have an outdoor crypt here. These are somewhat new. We have Frederick Bennett, 1894 to 1953 there. And ooh, some wasps are definitely flying around this area. And then I see Catherine, 1960 to 2021. So see, some of these are pretty new. And we Philip, 1932 to 1971. A really amazing structure. You see, this is the Brown McNabb Mausoleum here. Just across the street from our sealed mausoleum. And I'm not sure, the glass looks, it's not actually frosted, it's just kind of dirty. And so it's kind of hard. It might have had some of the frost, the decorative frost put on it at like winter time or something during the Christmas season maybe. Let's see if I can maybe light it up a little bit and get a better view. It's gonna be kind of blurry, but I just at least want to give you guys give everyone a view of what the inside of this place looks like. You can see that the crypts are right up against the wall there. A little bit confused. It doesn't appear like there's any way to get out or to get to the crypts from here. So maybe they're in a different orientation. They're sort of this way, and I don't know, without being able to look. Oh, I think I might have. Hold on. Is this might be a better. It's hard to tell the exact orientation, but we are getting a little bit better of a view. But that's about the best I can do. Check out this little sealed mausoleum up here. See the mausoleum of the Ewing family. I don't think we did this one before. I walked past it at some point. And another historic grave here. It seems to not be related. Maybe another donated bit of ground, or maybe it's just a plot that was close by. See Douglas Taylor, 1846 to 1896. Oh, that is rain. And then we have the sealed, appears to be completely sealed, mausoleum for the Ewing family of William, 1801 to, it's like 1873. maybe it almost looks like 1836. 1807 to 1871 for Esther and William. Looks like 1800. Does that say to either 68 or 1800? I don't think that could have been a child. Okay, wow. This is gonna be interesting. All right, let's head back. It looks like this is gonna be short, thankfully. I was not expecting it to hit that quickly. I was thinking we'd get maybe some actual sprinkles before we got the full onslaught. Wow, it's gonna start coming harder. We're almost to the car.